Hot topics, knowledge being spread. It's like warm butter across the bread. Smooth, I know you like that. Flow with the grain and don't fight that. You want righteous love, you found the right match. With Marty McFly, they on the right track. Yeah, gotta dig the dirt to plant the seed. Spread roots till you sprout like a tree. Doni Jones, she the one you wanna see. Doni Jones live, this is where you wanna be. It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones live. It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones live. It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones live.
Welcome to Doni Jones Live. I am Donnie the Tree Lady.
And I am that guy, Marty McFly, on another beautiful day.
Yes,
Enjoying
it's a beautiful day, man. Let me tell you something. If anybody ever complain about living in the ATL, which I know we're listening to, people listen to us all over the country and all over the world because of the internet. But let me tell you something. At ATL, you can't mess with our weather. It is the bomb. It was cold, and now it feels like, like early spring. I'm just like, feeling myself. So, yeah, I feel good. I feel good. Seriously.
Okay.
Let me tell you what, I'm a hot weather kind of girl. When it's cold outside and gloomy outside, something starts going on in me. Like I start getting, I don't know, weather sickness, weather depression or something like that. But I fight it by, taking a little vitamins, getting a little exercise.
Right, getting that vitamin D in. So now with the weather doing well, I guess Don's tree service is doing well today too, huh? They're out and about and everything. And if you don't know, that's the setup for you to do your, if you don't know.
We are out at, for those of you that don't know, I own a tree care company here in the Atlanta, Georgia area. The name of our company is Don's Tree Service. We are a full service tree care company serving all of Metro Atlanta. If you do need a tree cut down or a tree trimmed or anything done with your trees, give us a call at 770-413-TREE. That's 770-413-8733. And my tip for the day is mulching. Mulching. A lot of people don't think about mulching, but if you have trees, one of the best ways to keep them healthy is to put mulch around the base. Now, you don't want to put too much. Okay, no more than about 4 inches thick all the way around the base. It's really good for retaining moisture, getting those little nutrients in the ground and protecting the roots.
Is there a certain kind of mulch that you need to put down, or is it like good mulch,
we cut
bad
down
mulch?
Trees and just put mulch down. As long as the trees are not diseased, like as long as you're not getting mulch from trees that have been diseased. So also, if you want free mulch, you can call us at 770-413-8733. Or if we're not in the area. Yeah, I was gonna say, if the mulch is free, but honestly, sometimes there's a little bit of a delivery charge if we're not in the area. So if you do need us, give us a call, and we'll let you know what that minimal delivery fee would be.
Okay.
But what's going on with
the minimum amount of mulch? Can you get just like one bag of mulch?
Actually, it's funny you say that. Because we're Marty.
See, I read in between the lines.
Marty is trying to peep into the future. He knows something's going on with Don's Tree Service right now, a lot. So, but yeah, we want to start. We don't bag yet, but that's one of the things we want to start doing is bagging and offering it to clients and to big box stores. So sometimes when I know we're not. Okay, we're not on the entrepreneur segment right now, but I do want to put this out there. Sometimes when you go through challenging times and you have to think outside the box, what it does is it makes you start stimulating your thoughts on what else you could do. And so I've always thought about doing something with some of the big box stores or local stores even with this mulch and bagging the mulch and stuff. So, and people ask for it. So I feel like that's something that we will be offering soon. So right now, yeah, if you want some mulch, you're gonna get a truckload. So just right now, it's a truckload of mulch.
Not just a little bit, not a little bag. You're gonna get some mulch.
That's right. But with you, what's going on with you, Marty McFly?
Nothing out of the ordinary. I'm saying just pretty much the regular routine of the week. Still dealing with church, dealing with production, and all that other kind of stuff that's going on. Trying to stay out of politics. I know a lot of things went on over the weekend, or I guess last week. The State of the Union address that, of course, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't watch it.
Dude,
I didn't watch it. I know the Grammys was up and everything, and I didn't watch that either. I just, I don't know what it
Okay.
is. I'm just kind of checked out of a lot of these things right now.
But here's the thing, though. I think you are right in alignment with what's going on. A lot of people are feeling it right now. There's a lot of people that didn't watch the Grammys. There's a lot of people that didn't watch the State of the Union. I'm embarrassed to say that I actually watched some of the Grammys and didn't watch the State of the Union. And I'm actually kind of, passionate about what's going on. But it's just like one of those things where you already know with the State of the Union when, Democrats say something or Biden says something, they're all going to clap. And Republicans aren't going to do anything.
Yeah, and I heard that last time, I think, this time that I think they booed him and they, started heckling him and all that. It's like, no, that kind of remind me of what the old Def Jam comedy. That you get up there and they'll heckle you if you ain't saying the right thing and boo you. So I just didn't get into it. This time I I want to be a supporter, but I do though.
Yeah.
But this time I
couldn't
do it.
I couldn't. But what I was going to ask you is because obviously you're feeling that way. A lot of people in the country are feeling that way. Like I'm just kind of checked out. But how do you feel about the job that he's doing right now, and him running for 2024? How do you feel about that?
Honestly, I can't say one way or another if he's doing a great job or a bad job. I know he is, under his presidency, I think he's increased more or added more jobs than any other president. But I don't know if I can really say that he's doing a great job. Because I'm not, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not plugged into him because he doesn't excite me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, he doesn't excite me, so I'm not plugged in. I'm not really interested in what he's saying.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when I hear him talk now, it's because of after a situation.
Yeah.
Like after the the Nichols guy in Memphis, or after the balloon got shot down, the spy balloon.
Yeah, there was and for those of you that may not be aware, which I don't see how you couldn't, but if you're not aware, there was a spy balloon that got shot down and over I believe it's the Atlantic Ocean.
I don't know.
And it had basically floated across the United States.
But you know what?
For 7 days.
You know what? My thing is, I'm a little disappointed with China.
Why do you say that?
With all the technology that we have right now, y'all gonna really just throw a balloon out there now?
I'll be honest with you. I'm glad.
Y'all gonna send a balloon? Really?
Have you
they got
heard
drones and all that. Y'all gonna send a hot
balloon.
Air balloon.
Can I tell you something?
Say, ain't nobody gonna see that.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
The Chinese are playing chess while we're playing checkers.
Oh.
That's called smoke and mirrors. That balloon may or may not have been a spy balloon, whatever.
Oh no, they have a whole fleet of them.
Right.
Yeah.
But that is something shiny to keep our focus on, oh my gosh, the balloon, oh my gosh, the spies, whatever. They are doing stuff through cyber things. They've got every kid in this country has TikTok.
Oh yeah.
But we're afraid to take TikTok off of our phone because
no, Donnie, you have a phone. You think about the app on the phone. It's the phone itself.
The phone,
you carrying that around. You got your watch. These smart watches.
Yeah.
Oh, it can track if I'm sleeping. It can track if I'm walking. It can track, and it can track everything about your life.
That's right.
And you worrying about the balloon in the sky.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Really?
That's what I'm trying. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Is that people are talking about this balloon while they're on a cell phone that's tracking, it tracks everything, your movement, everything.
Better yet. We were just about to start the show, and you just said, I think the engineer said, Siri, can you put 12 minutes on the...
I did,
And to think about your computer devices are listening to you all the time. It's listening for their name. Or they respond.
I don't even think they're listening for their name. They're listening for anything.
Wait. They respond when you say their name.
Yeah.
But they're listening.
Yeah.
So when you say, hey, Google, hey, Siri, or hey, whatever, they respond. They're always listening, but you're concerned about that balloon.
Come on now, preach.
In the sky.
Preach.
It's funny. My wife was interested in getting a purple mattress. All right. A little special one. Yeah. Purple mattress. And she's doing all this.
Really good.
Yeah. From what I hear, she don't let me sleep on it. But she was doing all of this research on it. And then all of a sudden, my phone started getting advertisement about purple mattresses.
That's right.
Because it knows we're in the same house. And
that's right.
But y'all worried about balloon.
Yeah.
In the sky.
Come on now. Preach.
Everything else that did you know that iRobot was being is it Google that was buying iRobot? That was one of the things that they're doing with that is because that little iRobot that vacuums your house, it analyzes everything that it picks up. So the dog hair, it knows that you have a dog now.
Oh my
God. If
gosh.
it's toys, if it's crayons, it knows that you have kids. It has your lifestyle. So it takes a map of your living room, sucks up the stuff and then sends the data back to Google. So now you're getting advertisement for dog food.
Wow.
Children. But you're worried about the balloon.
You're worried about a balloon.
Right.
You know? But it's the same thing with my daughter. She likes horses. She rides horses and stuff like that. And so, now because I bought her one thing. Well, actually, that's not true. I buy her tons of things for horses over Christmas and stuff like that. Not lately. But now I get a ton of ads for horse-related stuff. Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
when you buy a horse, you would get ads.
No,
I'm just saying you would get some specialty. You got your horse.
But I guess going back to what we're saying on a serious point.
But on a serious tip, you're worried about the balloon in the sky now, which is one of those things like why they got a balloon flying over the United States.
Why do they? But I think it's just smoke. I think honestly it's to see how gullible we are, and we're super gullible because we were. Oh, look at it. Look at that. You know what it reminds me of? Right. When I used to have to, not a lot, but sometimes I would distract my kids with something sweet, or put something, in their food.
See, you told Google to set an alarm, didn't you?
Yeah, to discover. Oh my goodness, that is too crazy.
And it's listening to you.
It is listening to me.
You could have just said, "Siri, stop."
I could have did that.
But go ahead.
But going back to, it's a distraction. So you distract them with something sweet or something that's attention grabbing, and then get them to eat their vegetables. Or get them to do something. And I think that's what China is doing with us. We're distracted by all this stuff while they're still, regardless of the balloon, they're buying up billions of dollars of property in the United States.
Oh, they've always been doing
that.
They've
got technology that tracks everything we do for every single citizen in the United States. They have infiltrated our banking, and we always talk as a country how we're going to do this and we're going to do that with China. But here's the problem. How you going to do something to a people that you have to depend on for your day-to-day stuff? Until we become self-sufficient, with our day-to-day goods, there is more imported into America than exported out of America from China.
Their stuff's a little bit cheaper. But anyway, let's take a quick break. You're listening to Doni Jones Live with Doni Jones and me, Marty McFly. And we're going to be right back on the other side.
We'll be right back, and we're going to get that mic out of his face.
It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
Now when the weather starts to change, the rents start to fall, who you gonna call?
Don's Tree Service.
If it's looking kinda weak and it's looking kinda bleak, who a tree specialist call?
Don's Tree Service.
If the trees in your yard are just too tall, who you gonna call?
Don's Tree Service.
Hey everybody, it's me, Wanda Smith, and I'm here with some great information. I don't know if you know, but it's hurricane season, and it's a great time for you to think about having trees removed before one fall on your home. That's something you don't want to happen. Listen, I called Don's Tree Service on a Monday. They were here in just a few days. The price was right, the staff was right, and I'm happy with everything they've done. So hey, if I were you, I would sit down with my family and talk about having trees removed before the hurricane comes and hit your home.
If you want more information about your trees, call Don's Tree Service, 770-413-8733. That's 770-413-TREE.
One of the things that frustrates me to no end is when I call a company and as soon as it picks up, it says, please hold. And your approximate hold time is 4 to 5 to 10 minutes. It frustrates me because I need some help. But then I was wondering about when we get on our knees and pray, does the spiritual angel kind of picks up and says, I hear your prayer, but please hold for the operator. And it might take you 4 or 5 days or 4 or 5 months. But knowing that the operator will pick up and handle your problem. I think in those times, God is trying to tell us to just hold on for the blessing. Hi, I'm Pastor Marty Ringer, and I'd like to invite you to join us each and every Sunday morning at St. Mark Lutheran Church. Now, you might not be in the East Point or the Atlanta area, but you can always go online at stmarklutheranchurch.org and check out any of our services. I would love to just spread the good news of Christ to you. If you're here in the Atlanta area, our address is 4137 Washington Road in East Point, right down from the Atlanta airport. And if you're not around the ATL, you can always log on at stmarklutheranchurch.org. And there you can be a part of any of our worship services. But at the end of the day, I want to make sure that you understand this one message. God is trying to tell you to hold on until your blessing comes. And may God's grace and peace be with you.
Hey, this is Doni the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. And as a small business owner, I get asked all the time, how did you do it? Now, for those of you that don't know, I basically started a tree service with $43 and a dream right here in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. Now, during my journey, I've definitely been blessed to see the mountaintop, but I've also been in some rough valleys. And in my book, From Failure to Fabulous, I share my experience. My book really is a real woman's journey to building a happy, healthy, and successful life. But I gotta be honest with you, I read self-help books and I listened to audio programs about success, and I was still having difficulty achieving success in my life until I really got a hold of certain principles that made a difference. In my book, From Failure to Fabulous, I get very real and raw about what I did to build my company, my family, and my life. So please go check out my book, From Failure to Fabulous, on Amazon, or you can go to my website, www.donijoneslive.com.
It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
Welcome back to Doni Jones Live. I am Doni the Tree Lady.
And I am that guy trying to be a thorn in Donnie's side.
You know what? He knows right now I'm a little sensitive about coming back at him, so I'm feeling stuff right now.
With you, but you know what? That's a part of a segment that I do want to actually talk about, because it's a little bit about entrepreneurship, and I know we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. But I will say this: it's always good to have good people that you're working with that hold you accountable.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking to the producers, you know, the guys that run the production house, you know, and there's two of them, and they do two different skill sets, but for them to have a really good working relationship, they always have to hold each person accountable.
Yeah.
You know, and you gotta have tough skin with it too, because I ain't gonna lie, I with my business partners, you know, Donnie's not the only one. I'm saying I look at business partners with my church and everybody else. Yeah. And there's a lot of things that sometimes I drop the ball on.
Right.
You know, the crumbs fall through the cracks sometimes, because we all are.
We're all human.
Right, we all are human.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is when someone at my church holds me accountable, or reminds me, hey, did you do X, Y, Z? Right. You know, I had to do a report for our synod or whatever about the church or whatever. Yeah. And I was a little late on it. And they're like, hey, did you ever get that information over? And I'm like, sometimes, and I'm gonna be transparent, sometimes it frustrates me, like, dang it, why are you asking me about that? No, I didn't do it. You know? Yeah. But it's a thing where for your business or your organization to grow, you have to swallow the mustard, and at the same time, hold the people that are involved in it accountable too. Yeah. You know, so it's like that's the only way businesses can really run, if nobody holds anybody accountable, even in your household, even in relationships. Yeah. You know, even when I ain't got all the stuff off my.
Oh my God! You didn't have to say it out loud. I was trying to be slick about it.
I ate breakfast this morning.
I was straight up trying to be slick about it.
We on camera.
I don't like that your mic looks one way and my mic. It looks asymmetrical.
Each time she keep telling me about my microphone.
Okay, I know.
That you just made me mix.
There's a brain disorder.
Then she just tell me, no, that's what y'all did. She said, you need to do it like mine. She had just told me, you need to set your microphone like mine, like I always have my microphone set. And then I said, Doni, you a lie. And then she looked at me like I was crazy. And
yeah, I said you a lie.
Right.
Because this is how my microphone is set.
And you was just complaining
you can see
about
my face.
You was just complaining.
You got a cute face. I'm trying to give you your pop. Now, your mic is all like this.
I know this is really bad radio.
This is
y'all
bad
are not,
radio.
Y'all not seeing this.
That's why I be focused on YouTube. But go ahead.
Every time that I'm talking, she has to try to adjust my mic or saying something's wrong with my microphone.
Okay, I won't say nothing else.
And mine is looking anyway. So, but with that being said, you know, having people that hold you accountable in your business, you know, because I think, you know, when you get to a certain level, and I hear this from artists, And certain celebrities, they get surrounded by just yes people.
Yes, people. Yeah.
And even if they're in the wrong, they get people that just say,
Yeah.
you're right, you're good,
Yeah.
you're good. The R. Kelly thing. Like
Oh my gosh,
he had
you
a whole
reached
lot of
for
people
that.
around him. Well, it's two things I want to ask you about because they dropped the charges on him.
Yeah.
And I want to know how you felt about that. But
Well, I don't keep up with R. Kelly anymore. Well, I never kept up with R. Kelly, but it was so much in the news. But as far as how I feel about that, let me tell you something. My mom always said that sometimes there's things that are legally right but morally wrong. Just because you drop the charges against somebody doesn't mean that somebody didn't do it. And
No. They didn't say that he didn't do it. They just said that instead of wasting the money to do another trial and do the whole court proceeding, he's already in there for the next 30 plus years. And they're like, even if we gave him another plus, it's not going to really do anything.
I can respect that. Yeah. I can respect that. I make things make sense. But the reason why, and I know I probably should have spoke about this prior to the show starting because I know we like to have the information. But are you familiar with Roland Martin? Martin, the radio guy and podcast guy?
Yeah. Okay. Wasn't he like news?
He was in the news and stuff like that. So he's a powerful man as far as, speaking up about civil rights, speaking up about things that are, focused in the African-American community. Right. Uh-huh. Well, I saw him on a podcast last night by somebody that I really respect a lot, Patrick Big David. Mm-hmm. And the more he talked, the less I liked him. And the reason is because every single thing that Patrick brought up, which is an actual truth that we need to start addressing in our community, he always had an excuse why that thing didn't matter. So you talk about the reason what made me think of you, but think of him was personal accountability.
Accountability.
Right. Mm-hmm. And you have helped me be a better person, a better businesswoman, a better partner. In business because you hold me accountable. Like even when when you aren't talking to me, I can feel your presence. Like, oh shit, I need to take care of this. I'll see it. You know what I mean?
Oh, you know what's interesting? Because I was having this conversation earlier today, and honestly, it's not about a situation with you, okay? Mm-hmm. But it's interesting because sometimes with working with clients, you have to hold them accountable because if not, they'll take advantage of you.
Preach.
And that deals with time, with payments, with things of that nature where, I have certain clients, and like I said, I'm not talking about you seriously, but I have certain clients that have no respectable notion of time.
Right.
Where, we'll schedule, hey,
I got her as soon as I could this morning. Okay. This afternoon. Okay.
This morning. Even in that statement, people will say that. They said, well, I got here as soon as I could. Right. But we were scheduled to be here at this point.
We were. Y'all, he talking about me. I was supposed to be here at 11:30.
I wasn't supposed to be here at 11:30. That was a producer.
Exactly.
But there is certain things of just like professionalism and then holding other people accountable. Right. Because if you had to come in and I didn't make any kind of reference of, you're late.
Right.
You're like an hour late. Then you would have came in like, oh, okay.
45 minutes, but go ahead.
Yeah.
And actually, I was here, but I was actually, there was no excuse. Right. I was late.
Yeah, right. And what I'm saying is, though, and like I said, it's not about really just you. I'm making fun with you. But there's other clients that you have to, in a sense, set a precedence.
Right.
They say, okay, hey.
Because if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
They'll take them out. Because after 15 minutes, the next time it's 30 minutes.
30 minutes, exactly.
And then it's an hour. Can you just wait?
I was early last week, so I don't know what the heck we're going to call this one. But the reason why I brought up this Roland Martin thing is because, I have a passion for our community.
Yes.
And he kept saying how we just can't help it. Well, there's so much more to the challenges in the Black community. Well, it can't be overcome because of this, that, and the other. And, because I got an education and got out doesn't mean everybody else can, because, I came from a 2-parent home and a lot of people don't do that. At what point do we go, oh my gosh, okay, all of that stuff is true. However, you got to start making some better choices yourself, because right now for me, I can talk about all the stuff that I'm dealing with right now, but I got to fix that stuff. I have to be personally accountable. Like I got people I'm responsible for. Mm-hmm. So can I just go, well, because my parents this, and because of the weather, and because this person didn't do this, and this company did, and then I'm just gonna crawl into bed and just let the world fall apart around me, and I just can't do better. No, I gotta go. You know what? I might need a little help. I might need some guidance. I might need to read a book. I might need to educate myself. I might need to just work harder. I need to work smarter. I have to do that work.
Right.
Like, at what point do we get to in our community where we go, listen, everything that we know to be true about our community is right. All the atrocities, all the racism, all the systemic issues, all of that's right. But this is what we need to do to move forward and have an honest conversation about what do we do?
I'm not going to agree with that guy that says we can't do anything.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't agree with him, but what do you do?
The sad thing is the people that need to hear it and listen, they're not. The ones that it's like we're trying to talk to you, this individual that's like, well, I need help. But they're expecting somebody to come to their house, knock on the door, open the door, go to their bedroom and get them out of bed and say, well, now, can I help you? Because they're not willing to even get up out the bed to the front door.
Yeah.
And then we say, well, we as a community, we got to get better. We got to stand up and do this. But the ones that really need to stand up are not coming to the door to even listen. They're not trying to do better. They're not trying to hear the new information.
Right.
It's like, why y'all trying to tell me what to do?
Wow,
and that's the sad reality.
But don't you think there is a sector of our community that is open to learning, but they're not being taught these things? Like some of the principles, like this book about Ray Dalio. It's called Principles. Now it's a 600-page book. Okay, it's incredible. Maybe not 600, but anyway, it's a book that I've kind of gotten into because I'm trying to do better in business and finance and stuff. Well, you're not going to give that to a third grader, but the principles in that book, any school could start teaching that. You know what my daughter learned in school?
What's that?
She in 10th grade had to take a class. I believe it was 10th grade. It was on money management, and they gave them these fake stocks. When they weren't fake, they gave them fake money to invest in the stock market so she could learn how to the stocks work. Why aren't we doing that with all of our schools? Even schools that you say are underperforming. We could do that.
Donnie, now that one, the reason behind that. Okay, I'm saying, why are we teaching education fairly across all the schools?
But we should. I didn't understand stocks until I got older because I went to a school that didn't even talk about it.
Me neither, but I went to a public.
I did too.
Does your daughter go to a public school?
You know what?
That's why you pay a little bit more.
No.
It shouldn't be like
what
that.
I'm saying is it shouldn't be. We make the curriculum. The Democrat Party has had our attention and our vote for over 53 years. Okay. At some point, we can look at ourselves and go, you know what? There's a lot of great things about our community. We are overcomers. Look what we've done in the last XYZ years. Oh, yes. But let's tap into this mindset and let's start filtering this down to our kids. We may not be able to get everything.
What's sad?
But the curriculum can be changed to include these things.
But what happened is because like in our community, we're supposed to go to break.
Oh man, okay.
Because in our community, they're like, I ain't never gonna deal with stocks and bonds. Why y'all gonna teach me about that? Because they say that about math. I ain't never gonna use geometry when I get older. Why y'all gonna teach me about that? We've heard that all the time.
You know what?
Yeah. Think about that.
Okay, but okay. I was getting ready to agree with you, but this is why I kind of don't agree with you. Because they still teach math in school. Even if you don't think you're gonna use it.
Anyway.
Are you telling me they don't teach geometry? Because my daughter has geometry.
She's in a special school.
Okay.
Look, we're gonna take
special. Okay.
She's in a private school.
Okay.
All
and there's nothing.
We're gonna take a quick break.
There's nothing wrong with being
listening
special.
to Doni Jones live with Donnie, who is just Donnie, and me, that guy Marty McFly. We'll be right back.
It's Doni Jones live. Doni Jones live. It's Doni Jones live. Doni Jones live. It's Doni Jones live. Doni Jones live.
Now when the weather starts to change, the rents start to fall, who you gonna call?
Don's Tree Service.
If it's looking kinda weak and it's looking kinda bleak, who a tree specialist call?
Don's Tree Service.
If the trees in your yard are just too tall, who you gonna call?
Don's Tree Service.
Hey everybody, it's me, Wanda Smith, and I'm here with some great information. I don't know if you know, but it's hurricane season, and it's a great time for you to think about having trees removed before one falls on your home. That's something you don't want to happen. Listen, I called Don's Tree Service on a Monday. They were here in just a few days. The price was right, the staff was right, and I'm happy with everything they've done. So hey, if I were you, I would sit down with my family and talk about having trees removed before the hurricane comes and hit your home.
If you want more information about your trees, call Don's Tree Service, 770-413-8733. That's 770-413-TREE.
You know, one of the things that frustrates me to no end is when I call a company and as soon as it picks up, it says, please hold, and your approximate hold time is 4 to 5 to 10 minutes. It frustrates me because I need some help. But then I was wondering about when we get on our knees and pray, does the spiritual angel kind of picks up and says, I hear your prayer, but please hold for the operator. And it might take you 4 or 5 days or 4 or 5 months. But knowing that the operator will pick up and handle your problem. I think in those times, God is trying to tell us to just hold on for the blessing. Hi, I'm Pastor Marty Ringer, and I'd like to invite you to join us each and every Sunday morning at St. Mark Lutheran Church. Now, you might not be in the East Point or the Atlanta area, but you can always go online at stmarklutheranchurch.org and check out any of our services. I would love to just spread the good news of Christ to you. If you're here in the Atlanta area, our address is 4137 Washington Road in East Point, right down from the Atlanta airport. And if you're not around the ATL, you can always log on at stmarklutheranchurch.org. And there you can be a part of any of our worship services. But at the end of the day, I want to make sure that you understand this one message. God is trying to tell you to hold on until your blessing comes. And may God's grace and peace be with you.
Hey, this is Doni the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. And as a small business owner, I get asked all the time, how did you do it? Now, for those of you that don't know, I basically started a tree service with $43 and a dream right here in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. Now, during my journey, I've definitely been blessed to see the mountaintop, but I've also been in some rough valleys. And in my book, From Failure to Fabulous, I share my experience. My book really is a real woman's journey to building a happy, healthy, and successful life. But I gotta be honest with you, I read self-help books and I listened to audio programs about success, and I was still having difficulty achieving success in my life until I really got a hold of certain principles that made a difference. In my book, From Failure to Fabulous, I get very real and raw about what I did to build my company, my family, and my life. So please go check out my book, From Failure to Fabulous, on Amazon, or you can go to my website, www.DoniJonesLive.com.
It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones.
Welcome back to Doni Jones Live with me, Doni Jones.
And that guy that just loves our breaks, Marty McFly.
I think we should start putting shots up, our little segments of our behind the scenes, because you'll be rolling.
Actually, when we start, just doing this live, online and stuff like that, so people can see us
On
while we're doing the show on YouTube, doing it live.
And
They
Facebook.
can see the behind the scenes. But yeah, so just real quick, I wanted to clarify, just to make sure I'm clear. I was not saying that the school that your daughter went to was a special needs school or special.
And there's nothing wrong with being special needs. There's not.
No, there's nothing wrong with being special. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are special.
Absolutely.
They need.
Absolutely.
But I wasn't saying that. I was just saying that certain schools, of course, we know they're not going to teach the same
Right,
curriculum.
that's true.
And we were saying something about why don't they teach?
Yeah, because we do. I mean, there is a certain level of information like that they talk about or that they vote on or whatever that gets dispersed to the schools. Like the educators put together curriculums.
Okay, which educators? Which?
I mean, whoever's on the board, whoever puts these programs together for the public schools, start putting in the importance of money management, mindset, emotional intelligence, how your brain works and the thought process, and how what you put in, how it affects what comes out. Those kind of things. You know what I mean? And how. What?
No, I'm just.
He was just looking at me with this
Right,
blank
right,
look.
right, 'cause
If you guys see this
sounds
on
like a-
YouTube, by the way, go to YouTube.
Right. I'm just
Doni
saying,
Jones Live and check us out. You can see he just looked at me like.
sounds like a great fairy tale. I'm saying, like,
But I want it to be a real dream. I want it to be real.
But see, there's a system that's already put in place like that. But
We
I
can
don't think
change
it's-
that. We used to not be able to go to
let's-
school in this country, and
Time
now
out.
we
Okay,
can.
okay. Before you get on that soapbox, let's go back a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Number one, who is making the curriculum for the public schools? That's the first thing that we need.
Right?
You just can't say the educators like the ether. Finding out who is making this curriculum and why is this curriculum
Curriculum
the.
for schools.
Is she really gonna try to do this? Because it's not that simple. But
Right.
there's certain things that need to be taught in school that is
Right.
effective. And I
Yes.
think depending on each board of directors,
Is that what it is? The
different.
board of directors?
I'm not sure. I'm saying I think different counties, different areas. I'm not in the education field, but I know that the educators in my small town, I think that their curriculum was a lot different than the ones that was up here in the city area, in the city of Atlanta. Because they were more thinking about how do I, run tractors? How do I do a lot more gardening? How do I do things of that nature? So what did you find out in your Google
It
search?
says the school administration has a board of directors that subject to the school administrator and board of education.
Okay.
So
that
could,
county,
yeah,
that county's board of education
Yeah.
is responsible for their curriculum.
That is correct.
Right. So why don't you start talking to them?
I just want to talk about it on the podcast.
See, I think that's
I
what
don't wanna do
everybody
no hard
likes
work.
to do.
No, I'm just kidding.
Right. A lot of people, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you what you should do.
You know what?
But that's what we do a lot of times.
You know what? It starts with one person. So I will make a call or try to set up an appointment, and I'm going to talk about how I went to public school and never learned these things. And as an adult, I had to learn them. And then my daughters learned it at a private school, and I want all kids to have access to this.
You know what's funny? I don't know if you'd be a good example.
Why not?
Because I'm saying you can say, you know what, I think that y'all should do better with your educational system because I went to a public school and I just came out as a millionaire, but I think that y'all should do better.
But think about all the stuff that the ups and downs that I've been through, the not knowing how to do stuff, the YouTube videos I've watched, the books that I've had to read because I didn't know stuff.
Right. Well, I agree with you. I think that there's some more things that we should learn in the school system. I can't really. Being honest, I can't argue a whole lot because I haven't been in the school system and I don't have
have
kids.
A baby.
I don't have kids in the school
You need to
system.
have a baby.
So I'm not involved in that. So I really can't. It's one thing, and I don't want to be one of those hypocritical people that want to have an argument but have no information about it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't even know what they're teaching. I know they took spelling out of school. Like they don't teach spelling anymore, and I'm mad about that. Yeah. Because of all of the new gadgets and apps and everything
gosh.
And if I had known, I would have done so much better in school.
Yeah.
That was my worst one.
Okay, but getting back, because we have a tendency to go all over.
Yep.
Go all over the place. So what I was saying with this thing with Roland Martin.
Oh yeah.
I do like that he really does try to help our community. Like he really has content. He has people come on to his show that speak directly to our community and things that we can do to help our community and elevate our community. However, the philosophy that he's a lot of times espouses is, well, because all these things happen to us, a lot of us can't do any better. And that's not true. Some people came straight out of the gutter and built an incredible life for themselves.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not even about being a millionaire. Sometimes it's about just, getting up, getting some fuerza, some kind of, gumption about yourself and overcoming whatever challenges you have and becoming a teacher or becoming a construction worker or becoming a plumber or starting, a recording business, whatever.
Now, I'm curious though. Because you brought him up, Roland Martin, being able to say that he's done so much. I'm curious to look at his real resume. Mm-hmm. And I'm not criticizing him, okay? So don't think that I am. But I'm curious of what did he do or what has he done with the boots on the ground in the aspect of kind of like what we had just said.
You're right.
I like talking about it.
Right.
I can bring awareness, but now when it's time to go out there and actually volunteer my own time and services, or actually put together some programs together that actually help some communities or people, that's when it's like, have you really helped, or have you just kind of highlighted, talked about it?
Well, I guess I'm thinking about the fact that he had these people on his podcast that are entrepreneurs and business people, and they talk about money management, and they talk about investments,
right?
And they talk about overcoming challenges and stuff like that. I was thinking that's a step in the right direction, because he's trying to put good content out there so people can go, wow, I never thought about real estate, or I never thought about.
Let me ask you this. A couple of months ago, we had a lady on our show that she had a thrift store.
Right.
And we talked all about the importance of, thrift stores and stuff like that. Do you think that we did a big fight for goodwill?
If I have to answer, probably not. We had
about so when we have some of these people that are,
as we grow the show and our footprint becomes bigger and we impact more people, that does make a difference. Because for example, the book that I'm reading, a book for entrepreneurs. One of the books that I'm reading right now is called Traction, and it's an incredible book that helps entrepreneurs do better in their businesses and organize their staff, organize their company, basically get your company moving in the right direction so that you can scale. So I really want people that are entrepreneurs to get this book. And once again, the name of it is called Traction. I'll have the name up. I've got it right now. Gino Winkman. It's written by a gentleman named Gino Winkman. But going back to what I was saying about, was it Roland Martin? We were talking about him. Mm-hmm. I don't know what he's done, but I just feel like, putting good content out there is helpful. And for example, we try to put good content out there in the hopes of helping somebody else.
Right.
So going back to this book, the reason why I found out about this book is because somebody else found out about it and told me. Mm-hmm. So even with the challenges that I have right now, I'm trying to get things in place, or I am getting things in place because somebody told me about something they saw and implemented. So that's what I'm saying.
I can see that aspect of planting seeds, of people that are out there planting good seeds and seeds of positivity. So, positive things can grow into your mind, or, lead you in the right direction to make a change. Yeah. I can see that, I'll ask this. I'm asking this almost with an evaluation of myself. Okay. Because as a pastor or minister, it's always good to kind of preach in the pulpit and try to encourage people. But at the same time, when I get out of that pulpit and now it's Monday, what is my actual work ethic to change these people's lives? Okay. What does that involve? Yeah. Am I actually going to a school talking to kids, or if I am?
You do go, because you had another speaking. You was just at Georgia Tech.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, that's a college. I'm just thinking about schools like high schools.
But
those
that's
dangerous.
A start.
Yeah, but no, I'm not discrediting it. Because I try to do a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But
also, for those of you out there, I gotta give you a plug, because you don't give yourself a plug on this. If you have an organization or or any event or whatever where you need an MC, a speaker, a pastor, somebody to come just put a good word out there, you guys need to hit Marty up. And you can give them. Do you want to give them your personal number?
No.
Okay, well, hit them up on 1-888-349. Donnie, did we pay the bill? Okay, 1-8.
I actually did.
Okay, 1-888-349-DONI, and just it's so funny. So, but no,
like 2 or 3 other numbers.
How does it say one? Okay, so what I'm saying is that if we can get that content out there, and we can affect education, and we can speak to the board of directors about putting good content out there that will help people, that does make a difference. Yeah, so if we get this information in the schools, it'll help the generation coming up.
It's a lot easier for us to just talk about it. But it's one thing if we start talking about, well, you need to put in the stocks, into the classroom, and they're like, well, they're failing in regular English, and you want us to put X, Y, Z in. These little kids are struggling with some of the basic stuff that we got them learning now.
Well, can we get them tutors?
They got a whole school system.
Okay.
And they ain't getting it. You don't talk about tutor. That's individual. That's outside of everything else that they've already tried to do. And so, well, why don't we educate them with some more stuff that is going to be, if they're just struggling trying to get this.
Wait a minute.
What?
My daughter had tutoring yesterday, and we missed her tutoring appointment.
Sometimes it's on the parents too.
That is so true.
It's so much true. On the parents.
That is so true.
Don't blame the kids all the time. Look, you're listening to Doni Jones live with
Donnie forgot her kid.
Donnie, yes, and Marty McFly. That's one of the reasons I don't have kids.
Wow, but you
we
need
will
some.
be right back.
Yeah.
It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones live. It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones live. It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones live.
Now when the weather starts to change, the rents start to fall, who you gonna call?
Don's Tree Service.
If it's looking kinda weak and it's looking kinda bleak, who a tree specialist call?
Don's Tree
If the
Service.
trees in your yard are just too tall, who you gonna call?
Don's Tree Service.
Hey everybody, it's me, Wanda Smith, and I'm here with some great information. I don't know if you know, but it's hurricane season, and it's a great time for you to think about having trees removed before one falls on your home. That's something you don't want to happen. Listen, I called Don's Tree Service on a Monday. They were here in just a few days. The price was right, the staff was right, and I'm happy with everything they've done. So hey, if I were you, I would sit down with my family and talk about having trees removed before the hurricane comes and hit your home.
If you want more information about your trees, call Don's Tree Service, 770-413-8733. That's 770-413-TREE.
You know, one of the things that frustrates me to no end is when I call a company and as soon as it picks up, it says, please hold, and your approximate hold time is 4 to 5 to 10 minutes. It frustrates me because I need some help. But then I was wondering about when we get on our knees and pray, does the spiritual angel kind of picks up and says, I hear your prayer, but please hold for the operator. And it might take you 4 or 5 days or 4 or 5 months. But knowing that the operator will pick up and handle your problem. I think in those times, God is trying to tell us to just hold on for the blessing. Hi, I'm Pastor Marty Ringer, and I'd like to invite you to join us each and every Sunday morning at St. Mark Lutheran Church. Now, you might not be in the East Point or the Atlanta area, but you can always go online at stmarklutheranchurch.org and check out any of our services. I would love to just spread the good news of Christ to you. If you're here in the Atlanta area, our address is 4137 Washington Road in East Point, right down from the Atlanta airport. And if you're not around the ATL, you can always log on at stmarklutheranchurch.org. And there you can be a part of any of our worship services. But at the end of the day, I want to make sure that you understand this one message. God is trying to tell you to hold on until your blessing comes. And may God's grace and peace be with you.
Hey, this is Doni the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. And as a small business owner, I get asked all the time, how did you do it? Now, for those of you that don't know, I basically started a tree service with $43 and a dream right here in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. Now, during my journey, I've definitely been blessed to see the mountaintop, but I've also been in some rough valleys. And in my book, From Failure to Fabulous, I share my experience. My book really is a real woman's journey to building a happy, healthy, and successful life. But I gotta be honest with you, I read self-help books and I listened to audio programs about success, and I was still having difficulty achieving success in my life until I really got a hold of certain principles that made a difference. In my book, From Failure to Fabulous, I get very real and raw about what I did to build my company, my family, and my life. So please go check out my book, From Failure to Fabulous, on Amazon, or you can go to my website, www.DoniJonesLive.com.
It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones live. It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones live. It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones.
Welcome back to Doni Jones Live. I am Doni the Tree Lady with that guy.
Yes, that guy. We're gonna use the name Marty McFly. Right now. Don't
Marty
call me
McFly.
anything else right now.
I'm
but it is
calling you. Okay. You just said something that I'm gonna call you out on. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So I was running a little bit behind. I was running behind schedule, but that wasn't the issue. The issue is because I had a lot of stuff going on in my head, when I got out the car, I took a little breather. And I said, you know what? I want to go in here positive, and I don't want to bring any of the stuff that I'm dealing with to today's shoot. I want to go in here, and we'll talk about what we talk about on the show, and I'm gonna enjoy my time with Marty and our wonderful production team from Paramortals, right? And I just mentioned to you that I switched my energy, and you were like, "Oh, so that's what it was." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Yeah, I felt the fake."
Yes.
I didn't think I was being fake. That's not being
And it's
fake.
funny. No, but it's funny because your energy, I would say the not authenticity of your energy came in and shifted mine too. Because I was always happy, me and the engineer were kind of sitting there talking, and that energy that came in was just like, wait a minute, this ain't.
But
the
you
right
okay?
vibe.
But would
And
you have wanted me to come in like, oh, shoot, man, whatever? You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to do that to you.
I like for you to be you, because a lot of times
Also, I
when
was
you come
trying
in
too much.
right? Because when you come in like that, then that's sometimes when we have our most closest conversations.
Oh, that's
and that
true.
because it's like, don't fake with me. Because
Yeah.
I have certain employees or people that will come in late
Yeah.
to the recordings or their musical sessions
Yeah.
and stuff, and it's like everybody know, okay, you late.
Right.
And they come in and they try to, hey, everybody, how y'all doing?
Right, right.
It's a blessed, wonderful day today.
Yeah.
And this is, and everybody like, you ain't got to be fake.
Yeah.
I'd rather just say, hey,
Yeah.
y'all, I apologize for me being tardy or late. Let's
But
get-
see, I could have still walked in and say I'm apologizing for being tardy. But my thing, what I was trying to shift is what was going on in my head.
I got you.
So I was trying to bring a more positive energy than what was going on in my head. But I guess because you know me so well,
Yeah.
you were like, that is.
Yeah, you acting
but
fake for some reason. You acting fake for some reason.
thought I had gotten over it. I
don't understand.
thought you knew.
But you know what, Donnie? I'm gonna shift this a little bit because this is usually the inspirational time.
It is, but I was getting ready to segue into something, but that's
Oh, I'm
okay.
sorry. We're gonna segue then.
Well, what I
Do
was
your
gonna
sig,
say,
do your sig.
which will help you go into what she was saying spiritually,
Uh-huh.
is that what I had to when I was down there shifting my energy, which unsuccessful, clearly I did, was that, I did this thing with Tony Robbins, and he talked about how you don't let one thing color your whole day or color your whole life. You can have one thing that's an issue, but it doesn't have to be a thing that ruins your whole day or makes you not be grateful for all the good things. So say
Right.
I'm having this issue with this one area, or this one thing that I'm not exactly excited about. That doesn't take away from the fact that I've got incredible kids. It doesn't take away from the fact that, I got a great husband. I've got a great relationship with you.
Yes.
You've been an incredible friend through some of my most challenging times. We have this great studio we're in that I love to come to every week. This has just been amazing. I have incredible team members. I've got team members that are committed to working with us and helping us grow and stuff like that. So yes, what I had to do was remember it's just that one thing, but it's not
just that
everything.
one.
It's just that one thing,
Yeah.
but it's not everything.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Right. They used to tell me, don't major in the minor. It's just that one small thing, but don't make that the major thing of your life and everything. Which is cool. I would say my thought was similar to that, but it's not.
Oh, I thought I was helping go to that area.
But I guess to a certain degree, but it kind of goes back to what we were saying a little bit earlier about Roland Martin.
Okay.
And some of the things that we do on this show, focus on the show and not start.
No, I'm actually writing this for the show. Thank you.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You made. Oh
'Cause,
my God!
I
you sparked a thought in me that I liked, so I'm writing it down.
Okay. But one of the things that I have to appreciate about the show, appreciate about what I do as a minister, with you and your book, and just some of the things that we do. A couple of weeks ago, I had to do a sermon about being the salt and being the light, and I don't know if I said this the other week, but I have a phrase right now.
Right.
If just one. Because we talk about all the times about communities and like how can we change this whole community and fix this whole community.
I like where you're going.
And I think
I'm getting
that
excited.
where I'm at is if I can just help just one.
Yeah.
You know, if the light that's in me, or how we say in the church, you know, the salt of the world, if my saltiness can affect one person, if I can change one person's life, I think that's our real goal.
Oh my gosh, you preaching right now.
So even with Roland,
I'm not gonna write that down.
yeah, but like even with Roland,
I love that.
you know, even I asked the question, what does he do, you know, on the ground? But if who he brings on his show, if that inspires one person to either pick up a book and read it or change their life, then I think he's doing a great job. And I think you're doing a great job too.
And I think you're doing a great job.
Even if your day-to-day is kind of shifting around and some of your, but I think, you know, some of the things that you try to say, somebody kind of understands it and can try to filter through all of the nonsense that you say and get that one little nugget.
Yeah.
And I just say I appreciate that about you.
I appreciate you. You know, my friend Gina talks about being a force for good. I'm trying to give you a compliment.
Yeah, I just said I was just tearing you all down and you didn't even catch it, but I was just.
You was tearing me down?
Don't worry about it. It don't pass.
I'm gonna have to listen to the show.
Yeah, but no, I was just saying that, you know, after all of the BS that you do put out there, that one little nugget that they can find and get encouragement. But no, we both are encouraging. No, and I was just saying that because I love you though.
Him.
But no,
I love him though.
No, honestly,
so, as my friend Gina would say. And she, her thing is Life with the Spectrum with Gina Cavalli. She does a show that helps, you know, people with living with autism. But what she talks about is being a force for good. Yeah. And what I was going to say before you dissed me was that I feel like you're a force for good.
I try. We both are. I'm saying, all joking aside, no jokes. Donna, you are a phenomenal, fabulous woman.
Thank you.
You know, that, because it's not too many. Actually, I've only met one other arborist, I think, that was an African-American woman. Okay. And I think I met her through you. I think we had her on the show.
Indian. She was on the show. I actually just talked to her yesterday.
Yeah, why don't you bring her back on the show?
I think that's a great idea. Right. There's Marty. Yes. I was going to talk to you about this, and we could talk off air, but we've had some incredible guests over the show.
Yes, we have.
And many of them, their businesses have grown.
Oh, yes.
They've done well for themselves, and I'm not going to say it's just because of the show. Obviously, they put in a lot of hard work.
And we need to bring some of them back.
But we want to bring some of them back, you know?
Yes.
And also, if you have a small business and you want to, you know, find out more about how to get on the show, give us a call at 1-888-349-DONNIE, 1-888-349-DONI, because we'd love to interview you and talk to you a little bit and find out more about your company and spread the word. And plus, we've got some opportunities that you might like to, you know, help your business, because that's what it's, because people, what I don't think people understand is all the marketing and the commercials and the, you know, some of our social media and some of the pictures that you see, the professional ones, actually came from Vast Production stuff that you've done. So that's what we do.
Yeah, and we can help your business do the same thing. But
that's right.
I look forward to bringing some of those great
entrepreneurs and
entrepreneurs.
Well, not just entrepreneurs, but
some of everybody. You know, I remember with Apprentice. I miss my good friend Apprentice, and then the people down at the school, and we had the workout lady, Fields, Carla Fields.
Carla Fields. Yeah,
right. I would love to bring them all back and just see where they're at this point.
I think that is you have such a big heart, and that's what I love about you. You're an awesome guy. You really are. You just I just love you.
So as we wrap up this show today, any last minute thoughts, anything that I just love messing with you, Donnie. I just love you. But any last minute encouraging, loving thoughts that you like to live out?
Yes. It's, you know, my big thing has, especially over the last few weeks, has been gratitude. You know, there's been so much that I could focus on that has been a challenge or that's been hard or hasn't flowed the way I want to. But I got to remember every day that God is good. And if you're going through something in your life right now and you just don't see the other side of it, what I'd like to remind you is to think of what you've already been through, because there's nothing that you went through that you didn't get through, because then you wouldn't be on the other side of it dealing with this, you know? And so I think sometimes we forget that and don't let this one thing become everything. That is just becoming my motto for the week, for the day, whatever. Don't let this one thing become everything, because there's so much more that God is going to bless you with. There's so much more that you've already been blessed with. And if you focus on that while also taking care of that one thing, I just think your journey will be a lot better. And so, yeah.
Yep. You know, I would go back to that old song. I don't know if it was Mahalia Jackson, but she said, you know, Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, help me stand.
Yes.
You know, if you really stand on that and believe in that, your days will always be better.
Oh, that's so good.
You know.
I think we should probably end on that because that's some good stuff right there.
Yeah.
And don't forget to call Don's Tree Service, though, if you're in the Atlanta area,
What is that phone number?
770.
Yeah, what is that?
770-413-8733. That's 770-413-TREE.
Yes.
Yes.
And you cover all trees, big ones,
Trees,
small ones,
little
fat,
fat,
skinny,
Yeah.
sick, healthy. Just want to make sure you know.
We take care of trees, put it like
All
that.
of 'em,
We
you
were
know.
blessed to take care of trees. And we're blessed to do what we do and bring this show to you. So if you go on YouTube, we want you to subscribe, but go to Doni, D-O-N-I, Jones Live. Doni, D-O-N-I, Jones Live. You'll see my picture pop up, and you'll see me and Marty's picture pop up. Subscribe to our channel, and then send us a little text and our little note and tell us you did it.
I know we're getting off the show right now, but we got to go. All right. Love y'all. Y'all have a...
We'll talk about it next time.
Yep.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones